Lawyer Jerry Ahmed Saib ewo ha one ne panyina ye ne no edi enkomo weja gbawe mrahye bedwani ene no mamenko na memma no adwo na mimisa se empom etisen ene anwumrei because yes wawu metie nam say wawu sen sa ni nipa wu osama imajo
oh to me host your some idea earlier say show no you no osu cemetery amenia obo modern pa the special Paul and Bantemu bonohin o ya de pa nyame hwa
onhira wo so
onhira asasipa for so na we are excited about the fact say you are giving opportunity to people obia tie obia contribute bi ebepon no enye ze NIB ka si abonten a yebechiw enti the movement ni nkofo a mo other stations bi obi kokan I think is it
Gordon Nasari
the U-turn is too much in this president government no nyama waka say oba obeye and what we are seeing within the period sometimes we sorry kwa now we must show be it's not going to be easy but it's good that we are seeing some of the traits now.
Okay.
And easy nti mpaibo na here
na meti ase inshallah ebeye what is yes wo wu na che wo say o family che o mo say
menim say it was a funny joke nti man shada fa any strength and time but over the period phone calls are many more than I've received more than several calls. In fact, obia obem me bia obia otia bia obekacho obia nya calls bebre. Oh sir, obi friend me say yes wo na me say me wo atwen ma me ntro me wo na me fa odin shema sana. Nti me bra paka say de anga me wa asasi bi wo eponem because I'm a fisherman. Yeah, but it's politics. And the misinformation and the propaganda is sometimes devastating. And sometimes someone say, "Then cry na ne pashe." Na nkrofo na o posti no. Manya da fufu bebre o mo man hwe nkrofo na o posti na yen hwom na yen chichom. Me nti sa. Wona ozi me wo nyonyame. Nti wo nyonyame dia nyame fa obone nchew. Nyame ma wo nche na wo home se me so ma che manya sika. Me wa hoden Ghana tumpon me family tumpon me wejagba before tumpon everybody closer to me and all the people that matter so that you see say ne para na nga o person ongu no oti ho ne ho wedding chen. So I don't see myself as one of the people who get worried about this.
But your family swear.
Oh, I mean there are people out when them say be omutisanya mana and I say we be friend and I see oh baby say I'm not dead but when I'm not dead no drive it and I will be descending until dead no I say I can go on your crash. Wow. Yes, and me tea and I say hey I am taking it easy and lightly but people are having to deal with issues. By God's grace, we are strong and we are healthy and we are asking for more divine protection.
Right.
I don't see anyone having any better reasoning now. I think that this came up because I had an interview with a sister station. And the interview was about the gentleman who was arrested, Mohammed guy, you know. I say the SC, you know. What is my take on that? And I said, well, my take is to just let the people understand. Say, I was instructed by my regional chairman. My regional chairman invited me. Say, member huno. Na in some way na see. Na ya arrested one of Baumia former guards. Na be friend Mohammed. But wako posti bibi wo Facebook. And they are also posted, you know, just say what you say rest well. And now the vice president picture at her. And the same way me then I may walk on. And I may say, oh, me regional chairman friend, you know, me call NIB facility no time I no we know you my access even as lawyers so that you meet the client na kasa. So we didn't get to talk to the client until Sunday you my access no you go inside no guy no statement our one say wa explain the entire watchim the entire watcho rest well no na dia guy na can say rest well no or they share me no cry say why ye juma ye campaign abre we older person into koji wa home kakra na bra back refreshed sa pepe na guy na throw one statement that was all I quoted into some media people and then the propagandists NDC for mo peso mo fanya propaganda no mo piki sa we na say JC rest well say we jono uncle the rest well any time we just yes men na me catch you and you can sometimes won't it
now then some mobility of politics in this
it's so sad and on America no say wait and you can play the interview but me boy interview any day anytime but when baby omo yes na me ko share so what does rest well as chese ankasa na mamen kan cheo mamen kan na ti na wa obetimi agi akan na enye say me na me ka share say oh this is it me that's it rest well meaning it's a polite and friendly way of wishing someone a good night's sleep or a relaxing break.
Okay.
It's a common way to say I hope you have a peaceful and restful time.
Okay.
Before someone goes to bed or takes a break. It can also be used generally to wish someone a time of relaxation and recovery.
Okay.
And assuming say guy no throw on a statement which I saw say sana wa chona. The chena and say one can say oh rest in peace. We normally know say just say why then. And if people want to see say oh breaking news Jaya Ahmed Shaib breaking news rest well or na o twisty no wafa me made I want the anyame dia shame no bi pese me wa no ko no musuo eponu 10 gallons onya me wu ndi omonya steady pepepe
but how
me oh bizo mo ba bizo mo zena me di de me di wa poto yam me di baye ni garden estate ko bi ka na mane ne nyama hihye ani tolo beef well we show be we want to be this anyway
very well and anu ya o de ba ye keke no an o mugina so mo de
and you can check ubetimi check wo bibia this was the true conversation until I even had to get more of this message and say okay so what is this that they are making noise about then omo ye dede was anyama we until mama ko Google until this one is AI overview rest well and one I channel it's a polite and friendly way of wishing someone a good night's sleep or a relaxing break. The last part just say generally to wish someone a time of relaxation and recovery. We say nipa kasa and you do not have any bad mindset as the person said anything bad. Internet me because a restaurant I'm thinking I won't say my bread. I was even me I won't come after you on this.
Right, I want to come back as a lawyer, so be trust idea we will. I didn't tell me and pick his microphone. Now for mon family so.
Me need some time no. Na ejuma e koswa ye ho anu yi. Afi na o kwhwe obi a o cho rest well. Ejuma bebrebe a settings bebrebe a koso no. Settings bebrebe ene me ti oda na me hwe ni ama ya ka che ze ye be ye. Ye nye at least 30%. Na me kaima wa obejane na before me kan no ma me che obibi nyame de ye kasa ya yenti o onem say President John Mahama this is third time
yeah
enti opa onim Bible mpa o de kan John 3:3 na me francho I should say then e ka ho what kind John 3:3 you would ask yourself whether the nyame de ye kan no ye tie na yantie tie John 3:3 states verily, truly, I tell you, no one can see the kingdom of God unless the person is born again.
Okay.
Now, only born again. Born again in a reset. Born again, Chese, Niamana, oh, yet, no, as I 1 year, then 1 giant to her. Na sisa wo suban. Are you seeing that suban na say asisa? The reset with the triple reset too. A reset it is not also a divine reset. Nyama ya kosu bia. Mame bosuma. First one. Then I can't share on Galamsey. Then bisa on said then I can't show on Galamsey. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources came to Parliament. About Parliament, no, on the statement, which was an emergency statement. I may contribute here. Ozi forest, out of 9 forest major forest reserves, no, just 7 were in some. When people are arrested, in Kofona, I arrest party chairman, including a member of Parliament who has been cited, are the people are almost touchy. Now you say I mean because prayer they were a japa say there is gold board. Now gold board what in Zemaeka. That man ya renew or molis. Baby obe Fabia ya sini pa baako. Ono na obe den. Or control gold ni. Na ne sa ne pa no time more opposition na den no ye. Ono timi fa media. No mo akogina efa. Na mo akogina so na no. Na mo asesa gallon no dia besisi ho no ye den. Or ye interview or ye press whatever or check microphone sense only in answer me see name wo ko we jagbawe cry affect it illegal mining affect jagbawe but in so any river na free any denzu is it not connected but abani so the river gas abaso mun protect now soldier ni grant me protect we see work of water guard I tell you say water guard our ammunition ben water guard our shatter be water guard was here then security lessons ben was here water guard are they go do fire water guard I don't American look at the kind of settings you have had to go through. Nyama President Bama catch over the period. Me, I've always asked myself, then President Bama in the first place for Okase Obia ya arrested under the regime of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Say wo ye galamsey no oba obema wo amnesty. Ghanaians say hu. Say dia o nim so obe no. Eno na okan no. And to need some political na wanka. And they were threatening with emergencies. Yes, say only declare state of emergency. Exactly. Say you declare state of emergency. That is there. Nkofo no mo ka say you declare state of emergency no more. Na me can be from Erastus as I don't go. Yeah. Ozi one notify authorities na say on him the oil. Then I see. It is there who konya good I want beji. Na say yes you we foreigner so na ye galamsey ye chiwa ye the way there. Can you imagine? Na Ghana in India na ko she prison. But they no more can so suffer for time. I shall want ABC here. I shall want influence there. On jail. Oh, infant jail. Any Ghana jail. Any under Akufo-Addo na SCS. So what kind of conversation are we having? Inti yen hwe nyama yie dia me be chance say me bo settings no so ama wa obeji wa obedantem. Now 124 economy. Last time then when was the last time you heard of 24 economy? Now wa oti on wa we are very educated. Wo chenk of oni amekoso. E bisa was 24 economy wo be ka de. Say night shift 3 shifts 1 2 3 morning afternoon and then in the night and no now 24 no then I shift. Didn't they tell them that? Didn't they tell us say industries cry but reduce electricity tariffs amount electricity tariffs as at a week ago how much is it now? 14%. 14.75 make a 14.75 no one in there to me. In fact if you even want to narrow it down you round it up to 15%. And so it's about 4.7 or 4.02 something. Then HL transport say no more and say every quarter at least 20% would happen or increase. There will be an increment on transport fares. And I who say where settings are there now. Didn't they tell you about first time I school for freshers university tertiary now what if you won't be and I would also process it until then have you asked yourself all of that? But see, when you look, I have had the opportunity of looking at a few things people have done and written on. And what kinds of nyama na what be someone say, na settings ben ye. settings, state of emergency. We are going to stop it in 1 week. Knowing all the kingpins, not deporting but prosecuting foreigners. Maybe I'm crying now, and this is from their normal conversations. The campaign says, we are going to declare a state of emergency. You best stop it, Galamsey, in 1 week. Knowing all the kingpins, we are going to go after them.
100 days is swaba.
Not deporting but prosecuting foreigners involved in the trade, etc., etc. Now, Abia. So BC Nyamasi and the person is doing otherwise. Any settings. Was settled into me see. All you need to understand is John 3:3. President Mama already president. This is the third time. And so this is third coming. And he himself during the Sona, or see, he's been in this for 3 decades, 30 years. 30 years will not name the other opportunity. I say don't get your kind. So the other or see NPP cannot come and act like Omo name the Omo because they've been in opposition to have known the trade and to know the rocks before coming to say where where would you see her when a beba. What is happening? Settings. Settings in kwa. We need to wake up. If we don't wake up, we are doomed. Let me give you the second settings. Amozi port duties. Reduce port duties. Many workers say, yet the budget buy. What the NDC did was to ask for. Amo bisa say, extend. I mean, special import levy. Now, special import levy under NPP, it was going to expire. It was going to elapse or expire by the end of the year, December 2025. Now, I say, I want him to say, no, my infinity. Obedi. Stopping. Nobody is stopping anybody. And this is what is happening. Now, we see where your settings are. We see there. Now, I didn't say about you levy or now why you levy now the special import levy. I want them say anka NPP time no. By December 2025, beko. Ye be free how would you see where there? Oh, be no till that do us part. So if you don't get these settings, what are you going to get? Now let's go to the other one. Then you also look at suspending duty waivers for medical practitioners. Medical practitioners, but say no be more no more galamsey conversation.
Yeah. But Obibeka say days.
Now Donald Trump no more kinds of now or no is he not doing all of them? How many days do you want to? But don't say open gold board until you've been able to even get an act of parliament, and then there is an institution.
Budget assigned their support.
Answer now when your budget are supporting, which you are going to use about 275 million weekly. Women's bank.
Yeah.
Now women's bank no fell so for Sukwachi your friend say budget no dey na so. Women's bank is 51 million, fell so for Sukwachi budget is 73 million. Just go to Office of Government Machinery, it's 2.7 billion. Women's bank is still what? 51 million. Does it not tell you all about the priorities? They are more doing settings no. Settings in kwa. Women's bank. Now in my or more Ghana crowd, more saying, all the women you are giving them only 51 million. When you have come to promise them, what show more boss away, maybe I'm out. Settings, they all because settings in there also. Now, free fees for first year university students, Maka. Then, say, now we are Dr. Mutala, they are a doctor. Oko program, international program. What is all can COVID in Ukraine? I said,
no, see, I fetch Ghana.
Now, one video of that. I was the COVID.
I was saying excuse.
And your settings. Now, one tip is the mama and Casaso. So, what are we talking about? Maybe I'll be Fabia settings. Oh, COVID in Ukraine there, and your excuse I had him. Nagana, Agufado Nawabon, your name, she, there, we don't, your name, Mambo. Says, I want any Mambo. Maybe I'll be Fabia, I see settings. And the, would the NDC Nipa, ordinary Sabo, Nima, now, Parechi, Wafa, Bible, catching his own kind John 3:3. Almost son, Nyama, whom you ever change. That's a cement bag, you say. 140 Ghana cedis. Some people even sell it more. As it say, then ekoso. What is happening? What is happening? Now what kind of my would they go? Then what happened to revocation of appointments? President Mama, meaning say Ukaipa say there was no way or no Oba obey you building. Ghana for
building the better Ghana we want.
Now ya Ghana for until we free say we a party ni say we or no there. Shame fan who say we are Ghana until obey making sure so obey protective. Obey one actual revocation chono. Sisa Oma say it's from 7 December. So when them say go for institutions are even 2 years ago or more appointments kwa wa yom. And then many work say na minim say go for to be a yom Oko Ministry of Communications. Only the Juma ordinary there. The oya and say the bra wedding or sponsor weddings now wakosa. The arrogance is coming in, it's filtering in, and the Ghanaian people are seeing. Say the
a hand tiny bomb.
Oh, na hand tiny they say
no.
Na say the pano there. Sana our life still what the says it's you say.
People na hand tiny bomb no.
And some judge they say natural. Hebi mu de omo ya natural. Na ohun no. Ebi mu omo responses to say omo free ba no. No omo kita Ghana scan na ohun omo. It's normal, it's natural, and it's going to build some more. Naturally, they are arrogant, and their posture is what you are seeing. I would to Miss Wako show Musem, a bit to make sure. Yes, see, you register SIM cards. Oh no, one back, yeah, I said, don't you register.
Papa, the NPP, then your papa.
And your friend, I uncle. Oh, friend, and I uncle. And I'll test you, be uncle. And now, or the Obikasa, what meeting you call. So what is wrong about the SIM registration that the NPP did? Back pay. What is going to happen? And this is what we need to watch out. SIM registration. Nipa o big bone or born who do or can't say then your fam one person obeti.
Yamagana full queue, Yamagana for Kaumo bread.
Says Bizana was it, maybe Bizano, I think was it the veteran or some Bizano was here or this kind of telco so. Now telcos no just kind or more, no omodia 2 1. What this kind of telco so obviously they will come back to the customers or the consumers and they take the money. Now when you're here. Now when your settings are there, and your settings are there, I was just hoping and praying that President Mama for this time, or Basso or Bejai legacy, say Obi for President Mama dear, Papa will buy no 4 years I'll buy no dear Anka Nimpa Anka Yantuno poor free ho. But 3-4 days ago, you call your friend was saying, Edum Market. And now you call Katamanto. Oh, offer. Boroni, bizarre, my regional secretary, and I said, Nasa me Fanun Kai. Yanu, now go for the Omuntuman to form. Men I make a show, and it was organic. Junior Jesus. And comfort me free almost no mudieti. More payacho. Why? It's because your trouble settings. Your trouble settings clean. But
maybe a dress, Ghana man who come your dada.
Oh, yeah, dada no way for.
Yeah, Turkish no answer. I will be quite twaba. I'm a party be or twaba, I'm a party be.
I said no one I pen and no for son I home. Because your party for na Omopaba and yes, but ye won you. Say, oh, Papa, Kai say, oh, Papa on yano. And this is a stepfather beer or coaching his own or 5 other girls and son of mommy. And you know, and the Papa on yano. Says, yeah, yes, stepfather, no, what to say 5 other girls. Yeah, my America, I'll be back for you now.
The first 100 days in the Omonia, the Papa Bia.
Oh, over, not catch me. Says, yeah, dear me. And I'm always very objective. Say, dear President Mama, yeah, Papa, or me, soon say, at least what Jatum say, free SHS here.
Okay.
That is the only thing. that President Mama has done for me to think that, hey, oh no, Mosha said no, Moshe 419. Oh, Mosha said no, say, all I be lie. But say the Oba, in fact, during the presentation of Sona or Parliament to meet him say, I was or no, or can't time say free SHS the on your day on fan and sanka. Now on fan and sanka there more my manum bre. The TIs is here in Kofoda soup besides Kase and Bomono Mofanko school. To all be between Chan and Tem. Me wage about with phone or mutio. They are more qualified to go to university. I more expect it the first whatever year payment no almost sankai. E people by oh bet me am I boy busia yetia na ye de amawo na be na ye betu am. So if you understand all these settings, you would appreciate what is going on. If you talk about other taxes, how you know, much as the tax near you or left and they are right. Now right no can I such mark on. Yes, some other people will talk about ye levy. Yes. Same way NPP also felt the need to come and take off those taxes. But the good part is that was also taken care of. So yes, nipa idea. Also into what about but what's his settings pa and one a mema line.
Right, yeah, true about being who attacks a cost so I will crum her. Minim said now crum her now cobedia. A point in time, na acquire say NPP for a dane ma. A point in time, it seems that Bambo Jumeku war kremu ubia tia da IGP what tia da ye attack NPP near ye ban so to say BBO dia
one baby me name say war studio sometimes you need to be guided but me say it in sana me kan na wo de ba ko say me ayesi me wudada enti na me kan ye first of all Kofu baby be can say oh we did well by conceding early. But Obisamia, that was the number one problem we faced with these elections.
Said Dr. Laji Mahmoud Bomia Ban Tembeji too.
Na me over the period my monitor elections. And I may say normally members of parliament or more co-elections are announce your more results now on him be more no money they are happy and they forget about the presidential. And so you know what happens. Now presidential, no na ya ebe anipa no win ko na ya wi ano. Ana yesa. Until me say me specific example. And then maybe you can match it along. In Wejagbawi, the agreement was that me my presidential first and sana ya
Parliamentary no.
Then because me say me ko mami me parliamentary there me ni beji na me refi say
me interest.
Nti yes sir. Yeah, presidential and we came into the next day into the parliamentary. That was when the flag bearer had conceded. NDC 4 became very emboldened. Police force rose mobile transfers. Many occasions say a transfer because they were even able to show say they were more neutral and professional. I had to stay on my feet for close to 76 hours.
Because all crowd attention or
me nipa na me hwe no go declare no or declare no na the powder go no so now in for more than 3,000 in it at that point in go for no mo go to abama no bebe na mo di why? Because we had conceded and that concession gave us a lot of problems because police for anka on be jina ha ma wo no almost say okoye ensure say there is proper enforcement of law. Yebe pamono ana yebe transfer. Me see many baby I transfer. Opa almost all the regions. People who were seen to be more professionals, they have been transferred. After when you do that, in Kofono or more winning no, they are able to gather themselves and then plan better. And that was what happened. And to me, the region, NDC regional, they were able to manage and bring a lot of people from the regional party to come and cause problems. But paying the paying, and yeah, easy. As at the time we considered, the EC had not even published one electoral year. Do you know what that means? It means that we were actually too fast in conceding. although to the larger international community, it's democracy. Now, President John Mahama, 2020, or consider.
But so why will your coalition now? Who's at the end in Korea?
Naza me coalition. Me opponent no so now I am a coalition. On him say we. Na me no can say Ablekuma not ya free ya declare. Now you see far when by your friend is saying presser say we have collated and we are done. Court crime order. Say yeah IGP ma protection. Any task force no now you see declare or my declare. Na IGP no time no of us there no say be maintaining no and I be retaining into yeah be alone you border intra be alone you border and obisa ora wo jare abedu kube enti sa pepepe and now me no say the results of Ablekuma North has still not been declared just because even people who matter and can bet me task force protection, member solid protection. Almost through. And I'll be into me IGP, or be into me deputy, or be glad to meet by as soon as I see Uncle Chef Minister of Interior. I say, that is the kind of conversation we're having. So it gets to a stage, professionals are no more, with all due respect, not all of them, are now party professionals. They are not professionals for Mother Ghana because also say ejumana ordinary cry no and I am bono cry about transfer now on me dem crofo a o ma send me message say oh me wo ha me wo da mongo me wo we transfer into the me ba na enye easy into betimi a my baby kakra money make baby kakra. This is what is happening. So you think about it. They were emboldened, they managed to raise more forces, and they came to the NPP domains. Now, Domingo Abeja, I saw it in my constituency. Me life. Nipa kodaya nga honorable pakati ya bet me akacho life. Me jinana ye ji ballot bosses na ye shino.
Can be beach NPP as a political party now.
Oh yes. That maybe so I will say President Mahama 2020 or consider na. Up to now, President Mahama will consider 2020 elections. Opa President Akufo-Addo business say 2020 President Mahama consider na. 2020, there's no way that you can tell me that President Mahama considered. Up to date. So when you think that, oh, you are a diplomatic politician, you are doing well, you may be also punishing your people. Because MPs are called to draw. Their constituencies are the 90, 15, Aonwi, the 90, Abanga. All of this because of the concession. Because now people are overturning me. As at the time before they will declare my results, I knew I had beaten my opponent by more than 3,000 votes. Now, because of Gidi, we were all like, okay, so what was happening? So if we had gone, no, after there, Asakeke. I say Asaka only one beating the Panawudi, but after the one woman said now the Nipaneka.
You many party come on, Mammy Roma Imras with a fee, na yen Komokakra and Faho. Menim said Dum Kumano, Asad now, Munamukita NPP, and I buy no Muna Mubamana Jinati told soon what you may yet Juma, say, oh, yeah. They are two reverend team for Jono, Abo Pusa, Abo.
Oh, on first of all, I've just been worried, say. Reverend in Team Fojo or Yene Juma, first of all, as ranking of security and defense.
Yeah.
And Bibi Bani Nema and now TBBR, there is every reason for him to do further interrogation. That is
as a whistleblower.
Not just as a whistleblower, he's a member of parliament. He has what we call oversight responsibilities. Or oversight functions of a member of parliament. That is one. Two. Constitutional man Satumino. Say, OTBBR, and apart from the whistleblowers, RTI, and all of those ones, a Mausa, I didn't say, OTBBR also say, and Shedan and year, you can also blow your whistle. What is wrong? Asking, say, na playing with a bear den waha, na parki for 5 days. Na park here and also. Na then SC na another plane buy. Na esa plane no betuno. Na ya dum kane. Na then buy. Na say so me kan ya call you director bi wo. Na then SC na say obisu see time say na plane no crash land here. So these are very justifiable questions. In law, what you can say about that is perhaps to say that they are hearsay.
Okay.
That is what you may want to say. But the person is also trying to make some inference. Or patcha or say, therefore, dream baho kakra, the American Osha. Bibi woman na bibinim. Obviously, he has a lot of things he's been able to lay his hands on. Honesan kanyama baby. Now I say, okay, mupa. Mun set up inquiry. And our president na be on his Facebook whatever say e be seti bibi e betinya ama wo kra wa beboan in sama wo nim wo ho no na wa beche na wa sorry anopa meti ye gra say ye ko of your no na ne ba 7 years na ya bonus account. Who does that? Unless it's not true. But I was very devastated by the fact that you can go to somebody's home unannounced without a warrant. And then you say, oh, first of all, I want to pick you. Now, so why are you taking my daddy? Now, bono.
What bonny bano?
Sana meti. And it's an allegation. May not mean but and I hope and pray that it wasn't true. There's one thing that I have learned over the period. Say, NI before 99.9% are professionals. Unless those who are not the typical NI before, I be a party for a from. No, I'm betting me a disable. But if you are talking about typical well-trained NI before, and even proper national security for one, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, lawyer, ni rule of law, saying that, you know.
Now, rule of law is based on what the law says, and the rule of law also allows for checks and balances. It also allows for the fact that we have 3 major arms of government. There is an executive, there is a legislature, and there is a judiciary. That's why President Temeka say, or Chief Justice in Semu. That's why Chief Justice Temeka say, oh, there is something happening within the executive. That's why Parliament also makes laws. And we all check ourselves. But if somebody is checking you, and our own you are not supposed to use force. The Constitution protects the member of Parliament. I think if you look at our standing order, 23 talks about privileges and immunities. Same way, Oba Constitution, I think is 115, 116, 117. IHS, a member of Parliament stands the opportunity or the privilege of getting some protection. And to Ubia, won't mean it is there, or first of all, you have to go through the speaker, the right honorable speaker. I overthrow for permission. Say, me present for Reverend Tim for John Shea, me present for
because of ABC.
Exactly. And the speaker would either agree or otherwise to say, okay, Reverend Tim for John Betty me have a shower, and I hope Parliament within the principles of Parliament, I find a besha. And somehow, no, Bisano, Bibia, Uria, now call baby. How is that too much?
As Deputy Minority Whip, what brief must say, or evidence, concrete evidence behind
me. When we had the meeting, the agreement was that we don't want the full details.
Okay.
And the reason is simple. Yembese Ochina ukoti bibi wo bibia ze e obi a me ka kire Jerry nti Jerry na akọ leki ni nyina da bi ya bisa wo bibia ye kama wo si han wo bibia wo si han bibia wo me cheso. And I'll be releasing it as and when. And it says, oh, do you want to get further information? We said, no, hold on. We have an idea of what you have. This is good. Let's push. That's all.
Right. Yeah, that's what my Mrashibi Jeffy. Fatame, as first time MP. Akukodronia Hodeno, any Dino, Sabi, my family was here, Fatame Kakra Council. If you because I'm for see you say we are destructive. Oh, having a woman rush with the fee regarding to vet in the course. So, yes, a buying normal or mamooning in a normal. Who says no? And then a course.
So, first of all, in your dindia, I mean, I should say, Yamina demand. Say, Uko show me body now was some walkover. And you want to believe, say, oh, maybe a deeper way.
The body need to meet me 3 hours.
And the Oba. That one I won't let it happen. But I'm a very respectful, calm person. I understand the rules of engagement.
Okay.
On the very vetting day, as a faithful day, seminar propaganda assembly. It's very sad, and I feel very pained about that matter.
They see, you know.
Oh, look, I was very disturbed. And I'll tell you why.
For your actions, and I said,
I didn't even do anything, and that is what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
First of all, every vetting I the day of vetting, either when we are closing the day before, there is a certain conversation. iIf and conclave. Until we have share, I say, oh, and I say, Ochina, we, and we are. That is how it's going to be. Until the day in question, we met in the morning with the chairman of the vetting, with leadership, and then the committee members. And he agreed, say, a vetting of only 3 members. 3 members, no. Minister of Sports, Minister of Transport, no more come. But no. Around 8:39, and there were a few requests. Say, oh, now Minister of Sports, no, offer you tea, and in call for our free tea buy, no.
I want to be overstay.
Until young she said, then I bet me I am. And I may cock be say, oh, champagne for no beer, and you say, moment now. Until bet me at least we can even fast track it for him and his chiefs and elders or traditional leaders to go. Yamiadum members G2 until we did the 4th person Minister of Sports. No. Then there was another request, which request was that Yenshe Minister of Transport. Minister of Transport, Officer Boba. Me national service was Aboba 1993 thereabout. Me chief no. Nana no your friend no Uchabubu. Now wild guys and the to keke.
Okay.
Until Uchabubu aba na me can say, oh, chief, my consider minister.
Na Sabuba for the so.
Na yanko because wa and apart from that no Uchabubu to kwansa. Until we the dream way now. Bono yini. And I mean for G2 and I Minister of Transport, Honorable Liquidia. 9:58 p.m. 9:58 p.m.
That means some break fatigue.
Oh, don't even talk about the fatigue yet. We say 2 solid ministerial nominees. No more them. Bakunya Minister of Health, Honorable Akando, and Bakunya Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa.
Yeah.
So our people were like, now then, you know that we have actually finished. We have closed. So they know their median coffee broke man back. And you know, we were moving from where we were the vetting room and then into Parliament to even go and have reports approved before we came back again to continue the vetting, because some of the people are on my bread. So we came back and then we saw this scene. I said, no, we can't do it again. So all these are major cabinet positions. And you need to even be fresh in the mind and body to even start a new thing. And because it was going back and forth. So me call Honorable Akando. Madam for the night before and I maybe a few questions or share. Even if it comes up, you should have an idea of, because now you're born. We are not enemies. So me call Jinan in China and Gacha and Honorable Akando. I wouldn't say but I wouldn't be. We live crowd the open Kosuka, would they try and talk to leader? Or sign after your market. And if you talk to him, he can even get us to understand, say, would they young share, but I'm not sure we can go ahead with any other person. But I know that would be the 6th person. And that would be after 10 p.m. Make us obi between matter there. Watch it, yeah. Seriously. And you can watch the videos. Now me check here, no. First time before say Edem Agbana. And he actually moved towards him to confront him. And I see no. Then somebody gave me a sign, say one chance I said, but I know I said doing Kitiaba. Gidi. But Mashal no home yet. no Marshall no catch him and say he moved me virtually from that end. And I maybe Jina in between two tables. Apparently no tables no now you beam into me and me. And I did so because at the point so I just said to myself, let me just go and find comfort at a place trouble with anybody and not clash with anybody. Me was a boy honorable member na Chasa said to me about 4 other NDC MPs. Guess what they were doing? They were pushing the table towards me. Seriously. Propaganda and you know, because we decided not to be talking about this, so we let it. But yes, and then I met now and I met you. And you can watch the video any day, anytime. They were pushing the table forcefully, 4 of them. Yeah, they may pin me. And because I was standing in between 2 tables, then I saw the danger. So it was actually a police officer who was standing by me that saved me. So me say gravity no energy na eba no me my table no so by the way no edge no kakra. And I was my beat because after the month me push it. Yeah. And I was pushing it girigiri and I me train ho. And no me na me catch a wopa share video no. I will not sit here any day, any time to justify what happened. Because you see, I have children in my home. I have family members. I have a wife. I have friends. And they wouldn't know you to be somebody who is violent. And see, when these things happen, the first thing, I see. And what the NDC propaganda team did was to just capture that. When they were pushing the table, they never captured it. But when I tilted it,
Jerry made in a tables.
I feel very sad about it, and I know it is very regrettable. I know, say, it's condemnable. I don't think, say, this should ever happen. Parliamentary is a parliament of understanding. It's a parliament of working together. It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter your numbers. What matters is Yankambum. Look, 5 NPP people can cause more problems with about 187 NDC people. Why? Because if there are a few things they see that they are very crucial and they are able to raise them and they can maintain, say, it would be better for you to rather understand them, work with them, so that
business between.
Exactly. And then let me give you an example. So same thing with this Gold Board Act. We had agreed, say, there were some clauses that needed to be reviewed. Now we're closing, at least we're looking at up to about 17 sections or so. Now within those sections, we won't go beyond them. Then I see your call first 4. I say okay, we had agreed. Then we went to 10, then to 12, to 15. After the almost there be to the extent say the leader of government business, Honorable Mahamayariga, said, whatever agreement we had with his chief whip, it was not there. So he is not
agreement here, no.
When him time Mamu passes our Gold Board way, no. 3:38 a.m.
107.3.
So what are you looking for? So you can go check it and check it any day. It is regrettable. There is no way I want to find myself around any place I'll be violence for. But what is there? Say in Kofu more than 4 and now 5. Omo push the table abe prawa. Now what you want show. All I did was to tilt the table so that they don't have that gravity. Say omo nyasa anwodin say omo push abeba me ho. Me was say and I was supported by the police officer. And you can check it. You can watch the video 10 times. You see what I'm telling you.
Right. Obi hu na wo hu no ma wo ye o man yimra so dwafia. Na dwene be ne say wo ye obi a watena o man yimra so dwafia kura ache. Eye mpanyimfo 1PP mu a wokoto mo mrasomdwafo no e na ma wo saa ntitiye no ana se eye wa wo fie nyina na wusunsua no ma
me wo fie na menim hwi menim tro is just by God's grace, and then the several so my me ho say ade no menim intimation and yes now one name now was say e be twel the what of say yes, and exactly what I'm doing. Me leadership no or sign half in your marking me friend no boss a friend is saying,
don't pray.
My friend, Osayin, my friend, my respected leader, I don't pray, my friend, my boss, because he's the chief whip. Honorable Abib, my boss. Honorable Patricia Piaget. Omonya, my friend, my friend, mommy. Then, tia, Messia, and now on my swap. I don't know, Bell has to say, Bessia, she. Now, they are solid group of people. Bibiano, Ombechel. Me. My year press conference is about close to 7. Why? I'm the first timer. They give you the opportunities. While Obecho will test, Ocho we are on review. They are they are person fan count. They are caucus no be agree. Their leadership be agree. Oma Obecho will send their own call about how to go about. Maybe to me a press conference now. Honorable Anodom President Michi. To say me bodyguard. I say yeah, go like that. Don't go. Yeah, be confident. Yeah, no, okay. So all you need to do is that this is avenue. He will keep telling you this game is full of prayers. You need to pray. Men fan dia go men fa one time bonfire cry ya man crofon boa. Now bonfire. Now bonfire what kind there be in the chamber. If when you are in the chamber you learn and you get to know. When you have an opportunity, me name my wife to you and I'm standing orders now man me what to. Now me kind now me say okay. Share one say the short title, where's another long title, where's the that be waiting, won't you?
I want to use them.
Oh, that's on chair one now, when I bet you. Now about suspension or now, okay. It's the time suspension by a minimum say content to this suspension from 30 to 36 days because there's a only guy very difficult. So you know. And if you don't allow yourself to know, you would never know. And they are a fabulous group of people. Look, minority caucus for Obia and Kan Basa Basa, Omon Bo, Omon themselves who are first timer, but who be pure more as a Mpacho, you need to come into the chamber. They will come. You see people, somewhere like Dominic Nitiu. He's, I think, a seat timer.
Yeah.
Oh, find out, Beba, oh, China say, yes, I'm sorry, yes, he will do it. They are Obekabia. I don't more leader. I will be so say to Jeremiah.
But my image of the film no a boo kakra because Obi a Wuramono, Nanka wo Kokoshi and Yanom, Abusia for ye NPP Abusia, now quiet Nani Pabe 88, na NDC for National Buhoto no a shiki kakra.
Oh. 3 days ago, na mene science in your market can be. I make a channel say, Bibi Amakosia or Parliamentary. Numbers no here. But I've also come to learn I've also come to understand or appreciate Ngovoka's quality and quantity. No, that is what I appreciate.
Okay.
Namodoso, I'm to make us. Mudoso, I dare no mutiasi.
I'm on Tiasi.
Now, those baby, I'm not trying to me go try one go try and I come because now tsunami be bad I found the panel no so anya bi now over do me go abenya say ma try ma kwe no the baby ma try ma kwe na afa wetin the panel obekasa o parliamentary hey sit down no can be abio and what is there almost every first timer who is in the NPP side me na make catch up no that person may have contributed in a way or the other. And if you like, take another 100 from the NDC side. Nipa no ebia. I'm super post because 4 na akano. President Mama 4 na akano. Obia wajidi said to say
attention in me.
Parliament no ga mobile omoshewa no afa baby. I nimze endorse. And him said, "The I want to know, and I want to." Until as I say, I yet na few. Until few in chamber. So what we do is to make sure that we get ready, get prepared. I am learning. I mean, there've been an occasion now. Speaker Abisam is standing or that beer. I couldn't get it, but I learned, and that is because I'm a legal practitioner. One lawyer beer or kita cases in now on it. Yabisa na work or share with standing order no man our constitution man yes sir. So that is what people should be doing, and I'm willing to learn any day, anytime. And that is how it has to be. I believe that we have the best of materials. So it doesn't matter the size. It is painful with the size. It's painful to say a gold board that they were on no. It's painful with even some of these appointments. Some of them that came for vetting. Now I want him say we say, and there's on farm, but over farm because we get the car to aba benya more.
You only have a say,
but we don't have our way, and you saw it. Some of the people that came for vetting, they're kind of seriously. They shouldn't have gone through.
Oh, which is why?
Oh, my friend. Now, my friend, my friend, and the panel said, then to the age, oh, who me now, I want to say, oh, to be cast about more now, and that's me, because of the but I said, my would
yeah. Say no, who knife parliament?
Knife.
Do early days.
Knife parliament is becoming more exciting. And it's becoming more exciting because every day, any in Semaeba. I mean, yes, I say, business was slow. Sometimes, you expected to say, but there were things that we also did very early and quickly. And that is why I told you, say, it's not even about the numbers. It's about collaboration. One of them, they say, vetting, say. That is quite historic. Say, vetting of several members. Appoint you within the shortest period of time. Be great. Make us say, mobile, no, Mambeda. Yeah, it be a Juma up to 1 a.m. Me Matino Parliament, I upon 1-2 a.m. And make sure it's a good board, I'm passing at 3:38 a.m. People are ready and willing to work. And in this night Parliament, you have almost all manner of people. I make sure it's all manner of professionals. So, Madam Fupa A+ Osha.
Yeah.
John Dumelo Shaho. Nkofua Moshaho. Obidi say, friend say, they are wale of about me wale Adam Smith. Friend say, Papa no. Onu say na me for say Obenya Ebia Minister of Finance and even Deputy. But I am farm man. So, ninth Parliament is interesting. It comes with a lot of people with varying ideas and thinking. It's early days. It's too early to say but at least what we know is that we are a mighty minority. We are doing our Juma, led by Afenyo, who is solid on the ground. He knows what he's about, and whatever we are doing in Parliament, at least we can tell. Say our party people are happy. They are seeing that we can come back in 2028 in a grand style. Right.
Me do back constituency na ye din koma for party national na ya activity lines and but before then, first 100 days of John Dramani Mahama. It was saying.
So much I was a setting simple. And then let me end it up by saying said President Mahama can about issues on family and friends.
Yeah.
Now oba no want is that. Na za wonim so bi wo even say bank we CBG. When them the MD or CBG. Because CBG, we don't the MD. Now, say 50 have equity. You have the CBG MD. Are you going to talk about qualifications? With the people that were appointed in Akufo-Addo's regime, now focus on your family and friends. No, they weren't qualified. Now, in Kofu baby, baby, are they not just family people who have now been positioned in places as I say, your family and friends. Yes, it is no be. You look at cocoa prices. Now cocoa prices are more there. I do for some Wangaza or between 6,500 7,000. Many workers say if you go to Ivory Coast, I'm increase your cocoa price everywhere by 22%. 3 days ago, one of our members had a press conference in Kumasi to talk about the cocoa prices. What is happening to the cocoa price? Maybe I now then I go to cocoa prices. So this is the kind of settings we are looking at. Now, didn't we also talk about LGBTQ plus? Now, what you know, yes, I.
So, someone sang fan call my image with the Fina Monsan.
Not
first one I spy.
Sad time now, what can say? What constitution was he reading? Or what standing order was he considering? And this is the spy. Now, governor no more year won't they know. What you apart from Reverend Tim Fodua or Bo, who they will still. What baby? The first 100 days, no, because I won't say, there, ya can't, ya. Ask yourself also, what is happening to cheaper and reliable electricity. Now doom so anyhow. And now me constituency. Me fa na ya doom. In fact, ezi me constituency for no ka say aden with you na ya doom kan ya kwa meet me yeshu one.
We jagba we ho.
I don't make catch you. Into that me bisa me say aden say me a minister of energy. Me a John Jinapo. Ana me a John Dramani Mahama. Me man ka say I am in charge of electricity. I serve the good people of Wejagba. And I can be making statements. I can be asking questions, filing questions on the floor. I can be lobbying to see that things are done well. I can go to ECG and what is that? It's our containers. No, say I baby I fire. ECG containers. No, what is that?
Right. I'm not feeling that you come on pa Wejagba we who katra na emra NPP. Ndi efie enkomo. Votes are unyaye 2024 percentage unyaye and then adia na we expect na.
Oh no, I mean absolutely no. Ejuma me no me anyeze me boma mabaso me I don't think say the whole of Ghana be ejuma chem me sorry anopa 4:30 me koda anopa 1 AM
4:30.
Yes, Lawyer station be anu ha me nko hoda uko Wejagba we almost every taxi rank must shelter amom me the TV asha say me the water tank asiso amom. Then I mean free health screening, national health insurance registration, having surgeries for people with hernia and fibroid, giving out BP machines. Then I mean registration, getting people free driver's licenses. Then I mean gutters dodro na manye crime dodro na manye is what I say ejuma ben na manye. Now as compared to the NDC's parliamentary kind, no damn kind order. Even in the your friend is in collation room, no cry a day of collation cry no order. 7.3. And see, you ask yourself, then echo what went wrong with all these efforts and inputs? Because the original election, first one, no, before the one I got in, I think it was about 14,000 votes different. So you're asking yourself, what is now bringing it to close to 3,000? Why? And then these are the questions you ask, and especially when you know that a year be a new one copy, outdoor be a new one copy, clean up exercise be a new when you know, so what you say? Astro Avenue, I go back and say, you will see it. What do you do? And so then say electricity, water near Juma, street lights, don't say Namanje. Meeting with your friend say residential associations. How many times did I not meet them? What did I not tell them? What did I not do? Somebody I say. So you should just understand that it was a certain tsunami. Abba, nyamina ya wadum. Ichumadia oye no na nyamiama waka ukofo na kuma na wa ojina bibi a ojina. Because when you look at some of the results, I mean, you just know that it's by dint of hard work and prayers. So, if you are asking of percentage, no, it's way below. In fact, I didn't expect that. But there were a few things I also saw. And I picked lessons from. And these phone were smart in a lot of things. We undermine them. To say, the publication or the printing of the friend is saying accreditation. Easy more accreditation, no more accreditation, maybe I am a 5, but more accreditation 500. And think of why I saw more what be more warning in a collation room when you I make access to the collation room. And how did they do that? Because they had to do their own accreditation unknown to people. And you will not watch him bustle until hey, now way then away. No more. So that is lesson 1. Lesson 2. There could also be an insider job at some instances.
How?
Now, pink sheet, no. Before they'll start voting, no, say you have to take details of the pink sheet at the polling station. And there was a certain coincidence that you and I should never take it as a coincidence. And they worked well. Oh, look, NPP, if say we are very smart, learned people, but there are people who can also be street smart. This is what they did. First of all, pink sheet no electoral officer no the bebano. When they come and open the pin sheet in front of you, Oba's pin sheet no is not the exact place and can pin sheet the SMB. And Tabia, what the pin sheet score SCC, I want my constituency.
Anatitigu.
Obeduno, one pin sheet na wager but we Methodist pin sheet. Now, what the beko titiguno, because they are almost strong gold. No, so there you go there and you go and see the right pin sheet. Obeba SCCI me strong gold. No, you go and see the wrong pin sheet. Time our pin sheet never banana. They will agree because they had a lot of men standing at all these places. I know more person about to because so hono. Ah, almost set pin sheet idea no. Because if the right pin sheet is not there, they make sure say their agents will not allow voting to start. Until all this while no, they are delaying. Until we call SCCIM strong gold no, because it is not the right pin sheet. They are for wager method is pin sheet. They are about SCC, so they are delaying. Time pin sheet in the bebano. Your boy 11:30, 12. Most of the places that started voting in my constituency started at 12:30 p.m. What it means is that in Kofu Bebe are no more person muntu abano. Omo the Omo buye and they left. Bebe aba ebi awashe yi atari oko yi into person twan ntem no uncle. That was what happened. These are the two.
And you should be free more.
Oh, na me wish I mean so be free. Because this was an election that I knew I had worked for so hard and I wasn't going to face any difficulties. But we, maybe next time the Omode Babano and maybe Anyamiankaza yes, we write up now more. But senior Masiano, you must come in a grand style.
Right. My NPP mo. NPP believe in so or reflecting, or rebuilding, now or recapture.
The 3 hours.
Kwame party be first one beat me a recapture 2028.
Oh, first of all, say no na yasha say you know the bell baby no. There is what we call cultural research, we call research, and we call thesis. There is the need for you obey the IIF identification of the problem. Then I see it. Then a buy. Then we lagged behind what happened, and we were whipped in 2024. For me, I would not sit here and say the OK committee would answer all of that. Some people are also even saying the OK committee no one share you now can handle some of the issues here. It could also bring problems, and to a larger extent or to some extent that can also be true. But at whatever it is, you cannot answer the problem in a vacuum. You need to identify the problem. So that takes care of that step. And say you say then I see ebi na make a say people had people had accreditation and they didn't have to. So they overpowered you. If there was a decision, say on bear they didn't cry, now you see the panograph so all of these things. And they also did another thing which was very good. They had some of their people got in as EC staff. Oh, whatever. Which is good. I mean, I wouldn't falter them because if you also played your cards well, you could also have people that you trusted to be working for you. But we take a decision or NDC we take a decision that. SCC pin sheet
that means NPP and to
oh yeah. But in instances I now for say bia over say what did you manu obi di chen
I'm for calling for early congress ABC ebeya delegate system no yes pande ABC nyai krana obi okita krata bi e kire se we NPP ni wotwe ni dius ye ni bibia no ye man into aba ni bi.
I think there are advantages and disadvantages to all of that. Yeah, go around no. Me metime akache o say enkofi bi mu no nsema o mo kan ya no you marvel. Obi be kache o be coffee bi ma you can see 10 people. They will tell you, and it is sometimes because of just the delegate system. Ebi a wo ye wo campaign primaries no. Ebi a me say ma koche nsuo me che nsuo no me che ma delegates pe. Obi a onye delegate no. Menu so say o ko friend so nko to abana we ko kache o so we kache o say na o che nsuo no ma me bi. So we che ma o delegates pe. Yeah. And to correct them, confer delegates no more there. Exactly. So that is a disadvantage. And then yes, sir, when you also open it up, you must and also if you're also not careful, you may have people who share than your NPP for, but have a parody of somewhere then, NPP for. Di boni obehu. Na say agents are more ebi mu NPP for kwa ye adwuma ma NPP. Onye NPP ni, but wa be no agent ama NPP. Oni ni wa better NPP for over the period. NPP for be believe in obwa no spy. Day of election what your adwuma no. Average na o say o onye NPP ni, average na o ko tunu wa. So it is good to have all of this considered comprehensively. Ensure the advantages and disadvantages. Where the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, I would say that we should look at it. In fact, some of them can be hybrid, depending on maybe our because if they over there, maybe early Congress, is it for flag bearer? And early Congress, is it for
national constituency?
Exactly. What does that mean? Did we even elect our flag bearer earlier enough? Were we able to market him earlier enough? Somebody I say. So all of this, our reasons are we should try and be very impartial in our thinking, not to do things to skew towards a person, a particular person. Me, and don't go asking me, because as I sit here, me support Nipa A and Nipa B and Nipa C. I believe that where I find myself in leadership, whoever the party comes up with, although I have an interest, meaning say oh minyanka me pe pa, but they say there's a min come on too.
Now how should the party be?
How are you going to get the party people to fall in line? Obia who say we a leader and now we general secretary and now we a chairman and you are going to support one person against the other person. You haven't shown fairness. And they won't show yeah. Ghana me maka ngovu tu abatia o omuntu abama. So it's just by that your posture and attitude nti ebema ahye obi ebufu. Okoto abana and say they are jerry Ghana jerry dey tell afa we abono so sa but na chenu bibi. And that's how it is.
Right, encha you better treat lines no na fe what join us here now so what doing. But ma who man for so kika Kennedy BC ba umia enye early days. Jerry.
Early days. Now I think that let's even hold on to Parliament first. Let's ensure say nyama kosu. Let's get all these people to pipe down kaka. Nobody is saying say don't reach out to people, but let's manage our campaigns in a very subtle manner. Look, OTA 2024 campaign NPP we caused a lot of problems to ourselves. How? Because of some of the things we said about ourselves. Oh, where say, NDC for no more fasa audio no campaign message no more no more. If we can understand, say we are one people, what matters is winning power to serve the good people of Ghana. Me obia ni homame. Say there is leadership in Parliament. There is mighty minority. There is the New Patriotic Party and its head office with all executives and officials on. Yeah. If they come out with a certain date, say for polling station executives, and I expand and let us go by what the party will say. Let's get unity in everything we are doing. Let us be united. So what I say, when we are united, there is no way, no time, anyway, that an NPP person will be beaten by an NDC person. Yes. Now, even within constituencies, NPP people were campaigning against NPP people. People were openly sharing money for people to go and vote against. Yes. And I mean, my constituency, my opponent, you know, they are far no question the car more the powder go so. Omo ye dede, omo driving around town no. Or NPP ni. Pa. Since I make us like my surprise guys say and suspending and I am coming of the party. Clearly, and I can show you videos. Or NPP ni. So it tells you what happens. When people lose elections too, they get very bitter. So wow, we win election no. When I say one for one to from.
Okay.
Now we get it closer to the away losing because on no away losing on him. Bibi a be more. In can for every to bojo.
Okay.
Or a dead goat. Whether he or she.
To say bibi cross same one.
All time I will lose it. The NPP vote to make you more winning bonus than NDC for only manner. So if we don't put all of this in check, we bet me 200 times Okwe's report. We bet me offer the candidate I offer says the best candidate. We bet me was scanning and you may end up losing.
Right. Menim sir Waja Dam spillage.
Yeah.
Aye annual rituals. Afi bia ye bie emanso ni biko. But addition wo empotamo tetegu ne SSC ne impotamo. And then ye found bibi wo betima ya fa ho ana.
Oh, fortunately, me NPP.
Okay.
I had the opportunity of meeting the Waja Dam manager, engineer Anum, and then one Charles. Oh, many of Mokai. Ene. There's been a stakeholder engagement. Time I see me uno. Now yeti assembly ho with all assembly members, with Waja Dam managers, no, with Ghana Waterfall, with Waja Bawe municipal coordinating director in Krofo. We're talking about the spillage. Unim the ekoso Waja in 2023-2024. This intervention, then the MC iIf Michael Kwabena Dankwa. Together we met these managers of the dam, and I almost say, if you don't manage the dam, the spillage well, you cause more problems than compromising the dam. Because you end up killing all the fowls.
Yeah.
Let us be tactical. Let's be strategic. Let's do it bit by bit. And fortunately, they agreed with us. For the first time in 2024, nobody which have met me again say and so far. Maybe I so by a cry, maybe a level be a call but that was manageable. And then I cry. Me mama asoti me fair even the Minister of Works and Housing whilst we were in the meeting, and he gave me very good response. Chano say there are few dams, not dams, storm drains. I say and dredge. We have 3-4 major rivers within Wejao. Yewo Lafa, Yewo Bale, Yewo Kokojo. All of these ones are choked. What do we have to do? We have to dredge so that ye be so na be there. And then we should also be given a roadmap. Say, ye be no time way, ye be yaska way, ye be dredging way, ye be way, and all the stakeholders agreed. And this is how we intend to work on it. I, together with assembly members, all opinion leaders have also agreed to say we should push further for the construction of what storm drains. Okay. So that nyama say baswa tetegufo omombre yabomanfo omombre kelefo omombre zawati ase malamfo omombre ashbread for omombre. So this is the conversation we've had, and we are hoping and believing so by Tuesday next week that they will fully furnish us with the roadmap. I bet you say this week we dredging next week we dredging. Okay, after this week now we'll start opening the dam so that the spillage will start, and that is what we have spoken about, and we are sure said Nyaman Nyabe couldn't come out. And
yes, so it is a Ramsa size also a month for us started occupy ho. Minim say we are where they are. Oh
baby, Ramsa sites no baby. I mean, I know, say President Mama was there, I think last week or last 2 weeks. On my instruction, say, yenye na microphone na omo achucha wall a fili Ramsa site. Yenye demolition na yenye there. I think he gave that instruction to the regional minister. And also advise yenye as early as practicable. But omonye, mitise omo call down, so ma onko yes jumanubi. Since omo call down, so ma no. But we are hopeful, say, people would understand, say, when you block the waterways, you are causing more problems to lives and properties. So the directions or instructions, the assembly and the regional coordinating council will take it up, so that what is expected for Wejagbawe people to live in peace, they will get to live in peace.
But as for me, at 20 lines, and probably be an OB person will be which one join us on 057 777 1073 057 777 1073. Yana lawyer Jerry Ahmed Shaib and Edin Komo MP for Wejagbawe, Deputy Minority Whip. I mean, for last caller. Hello, good. Bad, yanko. Oh, Malam Junction overhead and all potholes. Meaning say under your jurisdiction.
Yes, under my jurisdiction. In fact, the na say no more ye sakwano. Inti na ye overlay biom asphalt overlay.
Yeah.
But on say senior mayen to say metals are war in the middle of in between. Inti sa we no omo kra de ba. When I checked the last time, and buy. And see, I would go back to the Minister of Roads to follow up. Say these days, and that's true. I could see a lot of traffic because we can't tie no sit down soon. To say who could got them. To say I had to say portals, but I had portal. I have metals. I share in between. Say in so toa, and so no end stay on the stretch. Okay. But a bit firm. Echo. But omoyi no na aye dada so they decided to remove them and replace them. But omonya they are na ebebano because they were supposed to have finished that road I think about 3-4 months ago. I mean sure say elections no nti accordingly kaka. I'll follow up with the Minister of Roads. Sikoni
Road. Yes, say obo homodin wa butumska. And I be ahode be pem no.
Enya easy. So Sikoni the contractor enya no so. Em say wakoda kaka, em say nisika swasa kaka. So nyama we nyina we are just going back. Budget ya approved for Ministry of Roads no. The ayasha say you know at least we can push them to be able to finish those ones. Inti ya be lobby akoshe say sa nyama na sa roads na aka no omot me wie no ntem amai.
Right. O je honhom samudi. Obi say 2024 elections no spiritual na.
Me nya prophet. Me nya prophet Jerry anga me uze me bewu. Yeah announce before me. But can everybody say me part of me nya prophet. Yeah.
Ebisu suggest say Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia waba first time obi en waba first time aye nti omuma na nko second time any year NPP.
Well, like I've told you, it's early days yet. I don't think it's a yardstick to vote for anybody. What the yardstick is for one to win to become a flag bearer.
Okay.
Obey flag bearer, we are MPP in Nadia. And see, for me, I've virtually restrained myself in showing any interest because Matthias says, manages Sanya money yeswa, na koseniama.
Okay.
And the bear, medo ma mint me can say medo menya yanka, nebe winnie. Na winnie, I just say, na mede. But and just say and winnie, na be winnie, my yemide so because there may be an only panny MPP. And they say whoever emerges the winner or the flag bearer should have the total support of the party people. And they don't come and I'll be saying say me support it. And I'm not saying say people should not also support people. I'm only saying say it's early days yet. Let us allow the normal trend of things to take place. More beyond we anya a certain advantage over way into one and 2 mana the air no and the cause problem. Let us be careful.
Okay.
Me will be a me penopa menyanga. You go election put yes sorry na 2 mina command say una we flag bear.
Hey why
menka. Be I want to make a home here or back at you but above me here will be an
running mate ebi mo say na po almost sano.
And also mean country war. I think they are also on a capacity or on a strength or on weakness. Obibiara or befano running mate no. Whatever you may have with Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeno, that person may also have same or more or less. It is up to Nya obey flag bearer, no, first of all, to say, we may never come home, make me winning me elections. No, that is key. And yes, me don't will into na many no come home, but many no come home. I'm a winning election. No,
okay.
That should be your like they normally say you can kill your mother or sell your mother, or when you get power you can
yeah.
So what you need first is who is going to get you to win power. And then what you should be thinking of first is that way meneno boom na ye juma menya me results na
107.3.
what is there? I don't think that President Mama was thinking that Jena no Poku professor would, or she's his best choice. Whatever he thinks, if perhaps thought that okay, me no kwa central region for Beshoso Atwama. That is one. Second, maybe because she's a woman, let's see what can come out of this situation or this arrangement. By interest, President Mama believe he say
on the rightful yeah.
It doesn't mean so. It could just be tactical or strategic. And that's it, and perhaps work for them. If me, I am flag bearer, I'll look for the one who can help me win my elections. Not necessarily. Maybe later I will say me go rest well, so then that one we can look at it.
Madam's lawyer Jerry Ahmed Shaib. Yeah, sorry. Finally, gonna vote you, but we vote you.
We Jack Barifo, they are lovely people. I mean, in spite of all the turbulence, no more. Almost supporting me. They give me all the love and support. Look, they are me who bisa our election with them. And me say nyame na ka omo bebre omo akoma na omo tu abama me kama. Menim say me nye perfect, me nye nyame. Omo mboa me, omo fa mpa bonta me chi. Omo nche me dia ese me nye mom. Let me hear from you what you think is right. I need proper feedback. And yen so we jagba yen ye de sene fata. Be the new patriotic party more attractive. Election ye win here no. We will win by 100% margin. Wow, me say me a member of parliament baz Jerry Doba wa beso me a year. That is what I want. And I pray and hope that is what we are going to do together. My name say Nyama bebre aye papa beba wage agbawe. Okay. Nti omunji nya. As an orphan MP. Oh, now orphan there say just say onim say wonni mame, wonni papa. But
107.3.
May I say God bless you for
like, comment, share and subscribe.